Do you ever find food in your fridge or pantry that's gone past the best before date? Often we do, because we've got this full fridge, full pantry syndrome. But if you find these foods that have gone past the best before dates, often people will just throw those away without even thinking, because we've become so used to seeing a date on a piece of produce or a date on a packet, and it might not have even been opened, and we'll be absolutely annoyed at ourselves that we didn't get round to eating it, but we throw it away because it's gone off. Now, this is something that has really challenged me, is the best before and use by dates. And I have found myself, people say you're pushing the limits, but it's really not. I've found myself changing the way that I think about those two different dates, because a lot of people think all dates are the same. There's a massive difference between a best before date and a use by date. A best before date will be on things like a bag of rice, or maybe a sauce, or even a cheese or things like that. They'll have a best before date. Now, a best before date means that the brand guarantees that the food is best before that date. It might be fine afterwards, but they're guaranteeing it till the best before date. Then on the flip side, you've got the use by date. Now, the use by date is a food safety date, and that is on foods like pre-packaged meals, deli meats, some seafoods, things like that will have a use by date, because a use by date is part of for health reasons, because when the food goes past that date, they can't guarantee that it could be healthy. Now, there's a big difference. And I mean, I've learned, like I was talking about rice earlier, I've learned a lot about rice. And rice, like when it comes to rice, you've got your white rice, or your basmati, jasmine rice, whatever you want to call it. And then you've got your whole grain rice. Now, there's a best before date on both of those packets, but your white rice, it could go like a year, 2 years past the best before date. It's still just dehydrated white, basically preserved rice. And it won't go off unless it's sitting in a damp situation. It goes mouldy. You would look at it and go, oh, that rice has gone mouldy, I shouldn't eat it. But brown rice actually does go off after 12 months. So because brown rice still has the husk around it, there's proteins and dampness that sits in there, and the brown rice will actually go off at around the best before date. But both of them have a best before date on them. So people will throw it away because the date's gone without even opening the packet. Now, with brown rice, what I now have learned, I would be absolutely far more thoughtful about buying a small packet and getting through it than buying a big packet and not, because I don't eat a lot of rice. But the white rice, I'd be like, even if it was a year past it, I'd be like, it'll be fine. It's all dehydrated. It's, it's not off. And that's where, we've started to look at foods and throw them away when they're actually still perfectly fine. Like a bag of chips. You open a bag of chips. I was actually on this food rescue place a few years ago, went for a tour, and the guy opened a packet of chips. It had been sitting outside in a crate for about 6 months. The chips were about 6 years past its best before date, believe it or not. He opens the bag, offers me a chip, and I freaked out, because this is before I understood the dates. And so I took a chip really tentatively out of the packet, and I did the thing when you're not sure, where you're like, and I bit into the chip, and it was crunchy. And I was like, oh, it's fine. So I chucked the whole chip in my mouth, and it was fine. And it was my mentality was, no, it must be off. Now, if I'd bitten into it and it was stale, I would have been like, oh, that's not good. I won't eat anymore. But the chip was fine. We finished the packet and it was lovely. But then on the same day, he offers me a little pinky bar, right? So the pinky bar had been expired for about 3 or 4 years. And he goes, oh, do you want a chocolate? I opened the chocolate. I saw, he's like, oh, it's been it's been past its expiry for a few years. I was like, no, it'll be fine. Opened it, ate it. And I realised, with chocolate, I don't care what the date is. I'll buy it out of the reduced to clear at the dairy. I'm like, oh, chocolate, it can't go off. Like, we, in our minds, even if it was a little bit white, I just eat it faster because I'm like, oh, it can't be off. If it was crawling with something, I'd be like, oh, I won't eat that. But outside of that, I'm going to eat the chocolate because I want it. And it's funny how, like, I can remember throwing away a dry pack of pasta years ago, thinking, oh, look, it's gone off. That's terrible. Should have eaten it. Yet a chocolate bar that's past 3 years, I'm like, no, I'll eat it. And it's funny how our mindsets change on those things. And a best before date, like there's lots of products that have a best before date that are absolutely fine after the date. Things like cream cheese can go weeks sometimes past it. Yogurt, perfectly fine past the date, especially if you haven't even opened it. Milk can go past the date. If you haven't taken the cap off, then open it up and smell it. If it smells good, then taste it. If it tastes good, then drink it. We've lost the use of our senses, and with foods with a best before date, you should look at it. Does it look fine? Smell it. Does it smell fine? Taste it. Does it taste fine? If that's all fine, then eat it. Like cheese, people throw away like a little bit of cheese because it's got a bit of mold on the end. I've seen them throw away the whole block. And I'm like, are you crazy? Chop the cheese off and then eat the cheese. Cheese goes moldy when it's growing as cheese. Like, just cut the mold off and eat the cheese. But then you'll sit down and they'll serve you a blue cheese. And you're like, oh, so you don't mind moldy cheese, but you won't eat moldy cheese, or you won't cut off the mold on cheese. Don't get me wrong, they're two different molds. One's an edible one, and the one on the solid block of cheese, probably shouldn't eat it. But I also learned a little bit about mold, and I'll just drop that in here as well. When it comes to molds, and that's part of our visual, like, is the food still okay? With molds that are on a hard surface like cheese, then absolutely cut off about 1 centimetre around the mould, or cut the mould off with 1 centimetre below it, and that product should generally be quite fine. If the mould was going deeper, you need to cut deeper into it. So on a solid thing, mould can be cut off. On a wet thing like jam, like something that's a liquid form, something like jam or peanut butter, or anything that has a mold on the top but it's a liquid or soft underneath, you shouldn't just swipe the top off and eat underneath, because you can't actually see the mold spores and they could have travelled all the way down through the jam. So you do have to be aware with wet foods. If it's got mold on it, I probably wouldn't eat it because you can't see beneath. But the solid cheese, I'm good to go with that. And there, on the other side of the dates is the use by date. So use by date is the one that needs to be respected, because if the food has gone past the use by date, it's probably not safe to eat. And like I said, seafoods and things like that will have a use by date on it. And if it goes past that, you don't want to be eating it. I might push it a little bit sometimes because I'm like, surely it can't get to midnight. And then the next day, like, it's been in my fridge for 8 days. I'm like, surely it can't get to midnight. And then the next day it's like, I'm off now. So sometimes I'll push it a little bit that next day, and I'll definitely use my senses. But if I smell anything that was a bit, I definitely won't eat it. But that's where we've lost our common senses, where we just see a number, throw it out and just think, and we'll tell ourselves off for a second, but then you'll go buy some more just in case you need it and put it in the pantry. And that's where that meal planning becomes important. Don't buy it unless you need it. Buy what you need and eat what you buy. And I now am so proud to have more of an empty fridge and an empty pantry, because I don't need so much food, because otherwise it's just sitting there, and unless I'm meal planning properly, I'm not getting through it. And I'll just, at the end of that one, like, we're going to go into the freezer, but just on that note, when it comes to your freezer, like, a lot of people get, like, masses of food in their freezer and, like, again, guilty. I kept buying reduced to clear meat and I kept putting it in the freezer and putting it in the freezer. And the freezer was so full, it's like I'd invested so we wouldn't have to buy more food. But I kept buying food, so it didn't work. But I kept investing and my freezer was chocker full. And just a thought, in the cyclones they had a while back in Gisborne and Napier Hastings, I had so many calls from people who were like, oh, like I've lost my entire freezer full of food because they had the power cut for a week and they'd stored up all this meat and they wanted to know if they could cook it, how safe it was and things like that. Now, I'm not a food tech scientist, but like basically once it's defrosted, which I'll go through in the freezer section, you've got about 24 hours to eat it. So I now also have been working my way through to not have so much food in my freezer. So I'm really trying to get like my storage of food down. Always have a little bit of an emergency supply of food. So if there was ever, something that happened, I've got some food, but definitely not thousands of dollars worth of meat sitting in the freezer that's one power cut away from being complete waste of my money. So really rethink the way that you think of dates, rethink the way of your shopping, your meal planning, and in the next part, we're going to start talking about storage, starting with your freezer.